out of place. Coral.
You kind of want to follow our trend.
I love spa.
Yeah.
Seen Zumba before? Okay, so unlike all the other aerobic stuff that we've done before where it's a lot more sectionized and just like more of jagged movements, this is more of whole body, fluid. You can see like we use our hips in the movements. We're going to do some hip work later. It's going to be great. So actually, Zumba started in the 1990s. This guy named Beto Perez went to teach his aerobics class and forgot his music. So he described what he had in his car, which was like salsa, merengue, reggaeton, that kind of music, and improvised. Hence why Zumba was born. So it was kind of an accident, but it happened. It actually is the largest dance fitness in America. Interesting fact. So, yeah, so what we're going to do is if you guys can line up in about 3 rows like we do usually. And one thing just to remember is that we're not going to be stepping big steps. So you guys are going to be actually stepping smaller steps. Just keep in mind. So it's a smaller movement and it's more of a whole body movement, not moving big steps, but it's going to be like smaller.
Alright, I know it's repetitious, but we're going to go over the safety again. Just a few simple rules again. If you're feeling faint, tired, just make sure you can step off. Or go back to our home base move, which we'll show you in a little bit. Drink enough water. If you need to go get water, feel free to go step off again and do that. And we're going to review the SUD again. So if we can just wake up everybody, take a deep breath. You guys look a little tired. We're going to be doing some fun stuff today, so we need your energy. So, alright. Anyone can tell me what the S in SUD stands for?
Safety.
Thank you. What's the U? You guys are understanding. And D?
Demonstration.
Good, good. And anyone can tell me what we do when we deep breathe? It's a little bit different than Pilates. What's different about it?
Diaphragm. Breathe with the diaphragm.
Good, good. So we're going to do that 2 times just right now. Remember, we're going to inhale for 7 seconds. We're going to hold it and then exhale. Just nice and light. So ready? Inhale. Deep breath, hold it. Exhale. Just contract those abs. All the way out. Ready? One more time. Exhale. Good. Now we're going to take our heart rate when I say to count. So find your pulse. There we go. Got it? Ready and count. Okay. Take that number, multiply by 6. I'm sure none of you are in the 120 to 160 range. So, alright. Any questions about safety or anything? Nope. Alright.
Okay, so we're going to start with a little warm-up, but first, these rows are not up to par. We need some more people up in the front here.
Let's go.
So, come on. Yeah, you can just spread out a little bit. And again, we'll be rotating, so if you're in the back now, don't worry about it. You'll get your chance to shine. Okay. All right, good. So Zumba, it's usually to to a Latin beat, like Malia said. And so we're going to be incorporating a new piece with this, and that is hip movements. So just to start off, I want to say that if you cannot do hip movements, if that's not something that you think you're skilled at, don't worry. I just want you to try the best of your ability. Just try to have fun with it. And hip movements, like anything else, it comes with muscle memory, and so you have to kind of work those muscles. And so don't worry if you can't get it right away. We're just going to be practicing, and Zumba is more of a full body workout, so that's why you incorporate the hips to kind of get an increased intensity and more control. So we're just going to start by doing a few warm-up moves to kind of get your hips moving and get you thinking about how you do that. I just want to start off by saying that when you're moving your hips, don't think about so much the hip movement itself. Think about bending your knees, because hip movements come from bending your knees. So you can kind of think of your knees as pumping your hips. So if I have my knees straight and I try to move my hips, it doesn't really happen. But if I'm bending my knees, by flexing and extending them alternately, then you get some hip movements. So I want you to try that with me. Try to move your hips with your knees extended. Kind of hard. Yeah, it's kind of awkward. Exactly. So exactly, you can do this, but we're not doing a shake. It's more of a sway. So now bend your knees and just kind of explore that a little bit. It's much easier. Good job, man. You guys got it. Got it. It's great. All right, so let's move to the first warm-up exercise. We're going to be doing hip circles. So we're going to be starting in the center. You can have both of your knees kind of flexed, and we're going to be pushing to one side to start. You can kind of think of creating a seat for a baby. So you want a nice strong seat to hold that baby. You know, safety first. A little Billy. Okay. All right, so you can think of creating a seat for the baby. Then when you're moving back, you're going to be straightening both knees. And you don't want to have a flat back, because that's going to lean your torso forward. You want to think of creating an arch with your back. So as if you could hold a half sphere or something in your spine. So you're going to start with this knee extended, and this hip will be pointing up or to the side. This knee will be flexed, and then this hip will be pointing down. Then when you push to the back, both hips are going to be pointing up, and both knees extended. Then shift to the other side. This knee extended, this hip up, and then you're resting the baby on the other side. So you can think, don't drop the baby. And then you're going to come back to the center, and then move in the opposite direction to rest the baby again. Good. And when you're doing this movement, you want to keep your shoulder. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Progression. You want to think of keeping your shoulders still. The movement is coming from your hips. It's an isolated movement. Okay, so let's try that together.
You got it, Dan.
So let's start on one side. Hold our baby. Now push it to the back to create the arch. And then to the other side. Stick that hip out. Come back to the center. Now move in the opposite direction. To the back, creating the arch, and then to the other side, to the center. So the movement is going to be a little bit more rapid, and you're kind of creating a little snap in the middle. Okay, so let's practice that a few more times just to get us more loosened up. Start on one side again. All right, move to the back, the side, to the center, back the other way.
Alright, we're not going to necessarily use that in the dances. That's more just to warm you up and get you used to the hip movements. But this one we are. So this one is called just side-to-side hip movements. You kind of just did them. So you start with the right foot planted, hip down. Your left hip is up with your left knee kind flex slightly, and it's just back and forth, just slightly. This is going to progress into the march, and Malia will teach us that. But imagine, like, me and, I don't know if you know this, but me and Dan live together, and sometimes we like to get a little close, but sometimes it's too close. So imagine he'd be on my right hip, and you just kind of like bump him off your hip. So imagine someone just too close to you and you just want to get him off your hip and you don't have arms, so you just kind of like hit him with your hip. So, little attitude. I mean, it's good, but it might be a safety issue, so. I got powerful hips, so. Alright, we're going to do an 8 count right here, nice and slow. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Any questions with that? No? Alright. Malia's helping out a little bit.
Alright, so now we're actually going to march it. So how this looks, it's going to look like this. So it's going to be nice, fluid, side to side. So it's not just holding it. So what we're going to do is we're going to just march like we did in the other exercises. But you're going to bend your knees, get low, and your hips are going to be able to pop out. Don't force it. It's not the shaking. It's the straightening and bending of your knees. Does that make sense?
No.
And did you got that?
Just nice and line. Back forward. And then just kind of drop it down and there's more hips. Let's go on.
That's great, Colo. And so to add an extra challenge, you can even get lower and go down low.
That's all we got.
Okay? Hey. Alright, so let's march forward with this a little bit, okay? Ready? So we're going to go step, pop, Does that make sense? So see how that works when you walk it out? Yeah. Exactly.
Alright, so we just progressed into it. Now we're going to just do marching. We're going to go back and forth, and then we're going to go side to side. So it's the same thing. So pretty much it's just nice and light, small steps. So it's just baby steps forward, 8, and then back. And then side is the same thing that we've been doing, just with a little bit more hip movement. So it's just kind of pop your hips as you walk. And we're going to keep our hands on our hips, just so it's like an indicator. You can kind of see your hips moving up and down. We'll add arms in a little bit, so just to the left a little bit. Good. Any issues with that? More practice? Yeah, Kelsey's struggling real hard. Alright.
Alright. So are you feel comfortable with that so far?
Yeah.
Any questions?
Nope.
Okay. So now we're going to add arms, okay? So we all know the guys in the gym, they like to show off their biceps, right? They go like this, yeah? So you're going to put your arms just like one of those guys. And you're going to have your elbows at 90 degrees. You're going to make fists, but they're going to be loose at the wrist. So how it's going to look, it's going to go like this. So you're going to bend and extend. Both arms are going the same way. Nate, make sure to extend your elbows. Yeah, there you go. And so you're going to add your step in it. And whatever way your hips are going, your arms are just going to go that way. It just naturally happens. Okay, so does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Now what we're going to do, we did up. Let's bring them down. And we're going to do the same thing. So kind of, you know how people do this, you know, and they do like a robot move? It's kind of like that, except together. And then we have the parallel to the floor. Just same thing, just bring it out. Yep. Okay, so let's review those. These are the bicep ones, so pretty simple. Down to the triceps. Out to parallel. Any questions with those? Okay, now what we're going now what these arms are going to do, we're actually going to go to the right first. I'll show you first. So you're going to grab and pull. So it's going to be a grab and pull. So this is what it looks like. I'll show you guys, break it down in a second. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, so pretty much, so you're going to grab to the right, you're moving to the right, and it's going to like pull in, like you're pulling yourself with the rope. Then you're going to let go, grab, and pull again. So you're using your arms to use the momentum to get around in a circle, right? So now what we can do is we can add the marching to it. So every time you rotate, you're moving your arms to help you momentum around, yeah? Does that make sense?
I don't know what they do.
Perfect. All right, so if you went to the right, let's try to go to the left. It's going to be, you're going to grab left now, right? So you're going to grab, pull, grab, pull, grab, pull, grab. There you go, Lisa. Lisa, grab all the way here, and pull yourself. There you go. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. Any more practice with that? Any questions? Because remember, we have the biceps, triceps, parallel, and then the grab and pull. Okay, the next move we're going to learn is called the spring step. So again, think of, it's going to be all about knee movement. You're going to have your standing foot. The knee is going to be a little bit more extended than the other one, and the hip will be up. You're going to step out with your opposite foot. Now I want you to picture a spring right where your foot is coming down. And so when you step, exactly, it's going to immediately force you back where you came from. And then you switch legs. Whoa. So it looks like this. So initially, if you think about stepping on a spring, the initial recoil is going to be very rapid, and then it's controlled back down to the ground. Exactly. So if you want to try that with me, let's do this. I'm doing right first, then left. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Good. Does anyone have any questions? Is that difficult for anybody to get the rhythm of that? So you want to think of a rapid recoil and then a slow controlled back down. And then you kind of get out of this one what you put into it. So instead of a touch like we did before, because you're acting as if you're doing a hard step forward, but there's that spring, so it forces you back. So it's more of a stomp. Okay. Okay.
All right, now we're moving into the side lunge. Now it's kind of a modification of what we've been doing. So you remember the side lunge, you go down like that. This one is a little bit different. We're going to be bringing our hips. So I'm going to start with my right leg. I'm going to kind of bring my hip up slightly across my body, and we're going to externally rotate like I'm going to do a karate kick. So let's say she made me mad, and I come up here, and I'm going to karate kick her, but then it's a joke, and then I drop into a lunge. So same thing with the left. So same thing. The ghost right here, you kind of made me mad, so I'm going to come up to karate kick them, and then drop into a lunge and come down. So we're going to do it without the arms right now. And the count goes like this. It goes 1, 2. So on the 2, you're going to be dropping down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So we're going to try this right now. Nice and slow. So ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No troubles with that? Alright, now the arms. I know you've all seen the Karate Kid, and we did this before, the Namaste, kind of for balance, kind of incorporate and go off the karate kick too. So as we're dropping down, it's going to be 1, 2, and then on the way up, 3, 4 is going to be almost like a butterfly, like we learned in swimming. So it helps propel ourselves back up to the middle. So 1, 2, namaste, 3, 4, swimmers back up. Alright? So we're going to try that. Nice and slow. We're going to start to the right. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. No issues with that? Good? Alright.
Alright, so the next step that we're going to learn is the pivot. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to break it down. So what it's going to look like is this one, right? Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to have one foot planted, kind of like in basketball when you're pivoting, right? You can't move that foot. So you're going to keep it planted. You're going to step out, and you're going to, remember, change the weight and pop out the hip. Then you're going to go back to the planted foot, move this foot, and pop it out again. Right, so let's just practice step, hop, go back to the planted foot, hop out. Does that make sense? Just like that, man. Okay, so then what we're going to do with arms, it's pretty easy. Wherever your weight is, your arms are going to go. So if I'm out, you're going to have your arms out. If I'm coming in, my arms are going to come in, and then they're going to snap right back out. Okay, exactly, Dan. You guys want to practice that? All right, so let's go 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Does that make sense, anybody?
Are we bringing our foot in and then stepping out? In, step out, or it's just...
It's just moving it in the circle. So I'm not bringing it back and then putting it out, so it's just going to go like this. Because when you're in the song, you're not going to be able to bring it back. So you're just rotating it in the circular angular motion. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so since we tried it left, let's go ahead and try it right. So our right foot will be planted. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So each time we turn, we're turning 90 degrees just to make sure that in the 8 count we can get all the way back to the front. So we're not taking our time going around. It's just going to go 1, 2, turn, 3, 4,